You actually talked about that in next episode.
Let me start that just section.
Yeah.
Just gonna do that. So Yay, you're here. Welcome to How to Be a Grown-Up with CK and GK. Let's get started. I only kind of was half kidding about my book idea, by the way, about my kid's not very nice, and I bet yours isn't either. Because 9 years old is a mess. Anyway, hi everyone. Is your kid also full of nice days and not so nice days? Because I bet they are.
They're great.
I'm taking
so
submissions.
Fun.
Yeah, feel free to send me a DM about how your kid is, and you can use different words. I'm using different words because I'm censoring myself because that's not the real title of the book. If you know. If you're one of our Ariela's and I's good friends, you probably already know the title of the book. Anyway, so this is How to Be a Grown-Up. This is the how-to show for moms whose brains are a mix of Wikipedia, the TikTok algorithm, and a forgotten crockpot meal like we discussed in the last episode, which was the forgetting to turn on the crockpot and or to thaw the meat before cooking. Yay. So, or both, yes. With me today, co-hosting for Jenny is novelist Ariella Monti, and she is a fireworks show of kindness in a baggy t-shirt, because we both know this girl loves her baggy t-shirt.
I do love my baggy t-shirt.
Yeah, I know.
Thanks.
We are continuing our discussion of ADHD and food because my meds make it hard for me to remember to eat and manage my hunger cues, as you mentioned and pointed out to me. So thank you. And today we're talking about how to manage those issues with ADHDers and food. But before we do that, I told you last week that you should be following us on social. Are you doing that yet? Let me give you a chance to do that right now. You can find Ariella at Ariella_Monti on Instagram, Threads. She's good on Threads. She's got quite the following there. And TikTok.
Yes.
You can find us at CK and GK Podcast. That's all one word with the word "and" spelled out in between on all the places except Twitter, because no thank you, please. And yeah,
it's a dumpster fire.
It's a dumpster fire of bots and truth socialers. Truth socialers. Don't need to be there. So yeah, let's go ahead and continue our discussion. So we talked about the issues that ADHDers have around food. We talked about hyperfixations. We talked about impulsivity. We talked about executive dysfunction. We talked about disordered eating. Let's get into managing those.
Exactly. Redo that, because I don't know why I said exactly.
And are the meds kicked in? No, they are not.
I don't know that they ever kicked in, to be honest with you.
I didn't even take mine this morning. That was bad. That's not good.
I took mine. They're just not, they're not working anymore.
I don't always take them on the weekends which is dumb, because that's the day that I really need it, because it helps manage my irritability a lot, and and everyone's home on the weekends. So I should be managing. So usually I'll do a half dose.
Yeah.
That's it. So and now it's too late in the day and I can't do it. So I'm going to have to do it later. Tomorrow will be the next time. In the meantime, I'm just going to sit here and stim.
Nice.
That's what I do. So let's do it.
Okay. All right. So last week we talked about the challenges with ADHD and eating. Like you said, we talked about hyperfocus, impulsivity, executive dysfunction. And again, I would like to say that my personal recommendation is to talk to your doctor or a clinician who is well-versed in ADHD and its effect on diet and health. But from a peer-to-peer, we're coming at this like
a conversation.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, between two people who have it. Yeah, exactly.
Right. So working with a professional, like a therapist or a psychiatrist who's well-versed in ADHD is going to make the biggest difference. For me, medication helped with most of the impulsive eating. Therapy helped with eating my feelings, which I did quite often. And working with a registered dietitian who specialized in intuitive eating helped me learn to listen to my body and kind of taught me a lot about the current science of nutrition. So I started to feel a lot less of the shame and guilt spirals that I was into and being exacerbated by my ADHD.
Are you going to talk more about the RD? Because I'm about to tell you, like, say more. Like, are you going to give us some of that information? Because I'm fascinated by what you learned there.
I don't have anything prepared, but I am happy.
I just mean like anything that your RD may have mentioned to you. Like I'm just
a little bit, yeah.
Okay. We'll take that conversation off.
Well, and the thing is, intuitive eating could be a show in and of itself.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, that's kind of where my brain was triggered. Yeah. Okay, I'll just look that up.
Yeah, intuitive eating helped me heal a lot of the food trauma that I had from, growing up in the 80s and the 90s. But intuitive eating, I think, now that I know that I have ADHD, I think intuitive eating is helpful, but only if it's sort of put in the context of somebody who has ADHD, because not all intuitive eating is appropriate for people with ADHD. Mm-hmm. If you're a person who regularly misses their own body's hunger cues, and intuitive eating, the biggest part of it is listening to your body's hunger cues.
Yeah.
It's a struggle there.
I'm going to pull up, I have found a couple of articles on intuitive eating, and I'll make sure to add those to the blog post for this episode. So if you're interested in intuitive eating, you can at least learn what it is from this article I found on Cleveland Clinic, and I'll make sure it's linked there. But that's definitely an important point to make sure that if it's an ADHD thing, you seek out additional information to support that.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. I apologize. So please continue.
Well, it's important too, because when I worked with that RD, it was before I knew I was diagnosed, and it was before my son was diagnosed with ADHD. So we were looking at food challenges from a completely different lens. But there was stuff that I took from it that I found that I still find completely very helpful.
Yeah.
From us to y'all, here are some tips and tricks from around the web and our personal experiences for dealing with ADHD and food struggles. Take what you need, leave what you don't. Your mileage may vary. Mm-hmm. So the biggest thing that I kind of found sort of in my research, and then just kind of like existing as a person with ADHD, protein-rich foods are really important. So protein-rich foods are used by the body to make neurotransmitters, which dopamine, our good friend dopamine, is not fully there. Oh my God.
Someone needs to eat some protein.
I do.
Okay, so hold on. So if let me pull this together just to make sure that you can pull your brain back together. So if protein is what's required to make neurotransmitters, and ADHD people already are lacking dopamine, which is a neurotransmitter, it would make sense then that we need to supply ourselves with more protein in order to get whatever natural dopamine we can in that process. Yes.
Exactly. Okay. So protein-rich foods are made by the body to...
Needed by the body. Protein-rich foods.
Foods are used by the body. I have a script here. What is my problem? So protein-rich foods are used by the... I'm sorry, you're going to have such a hell of a time editing this.
You know what? That's why I have another program do the initial pass-through, and then I go back in. It cuts the editing down by a lot. So there you go.
Okay, so protein-rich foods are used by the body to make neurotransmitters. Neurotransmitters are chemicals that are released by brain cells to communicate with each other. So dopamine, our dear friend dopamine, is a neurotransmitter, and it's essential for maintaining attention and focus and memory and
keeping your brain
emotional
awake
regulation
in general. Yeah.
Exactly. Like waking up your brain. And so if we're already low on dopamine naturally, and we want to increase the dopamine even if it's a little bit, like even if our brain doesn't produce a lot of dopamine, we want to get as much as we can out of it.
Yeah.
We need to increase our protein.
Okay.
All that to say, when I was pregnant and I had gestational diabetes, I worked with a registered dietitian for a brief period of time. And what she told me was to pair my carbs with a protein. So and that was a way to ensure that my blood sugar was staying stable. So if I'm craving bread, I eat the bread with some cheese. The protein and the fat in the cheese is not only a more satisfying snack, it supports the leveling of your blood sugar, and it makes you feel fuller longer.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Just kind of thinking about like, all right, I'm craving, some kind of carbs. How can you pair the carb with a protein? So say you really want to eat a cookie. Cookie's full of carbs, right? Full of sugar. Maybe pair it with some peanut butter.
Oh, I was going to say
like
something
that.
Gross. It's going to be like fish or like just to mess people up and be disgusting. I was really wondering what you were going to put that with. Like because I was searching my brain for what connection could go with the cookies. So that's why I was just going to inject something disgusting. And there you go.
Here are less gross ways to add protein to your meals. Rotisserie chicken on all the things.
Oh,
so if you get, Aldi, I don't know if this is like a thing all Aldis have, but the Aldi near us has like pre-chopped and packaged rotisserie chicken. And man, I use that for everything.
That's so smart.
Yeah. You can, during the winter, I don't do it now because it's like 1,000 degrees outside. But during the winter, I will get the Panera heat and serve soup, like broccoli cheddar or baked potato. And they sell it also at Aldi or at the grocery store or even Costco. And I will heat the soup on the stove instead of the microwave, because then I can more easily throw rotisserie chicken into it. And so now I've added a protein to this soup.
That just makes it more satisfying. Oh, so smart.
Mm-hmm. I'll do the same thing with boxed mac and cheese. So like your regular like Kraft macaroni and cheese, after I get everything mixed up, I will throw rotisserie chicken into it. So now I've got, the chicken and the carbs. Just rotisserie chicken, like on all the things. Greek
like
yogurt.
Salad kits. Sorry, I'm just thinking like me, if I use a salad kit, now I can. That's so smart, because I know a lot of our listeners are in Texas, and Texans love our HEB. Like, I don't know if my HEB, my local one, sells the rotisserie chicken already broken down, because that's my big hurdle with rotisserie chicken, is having to like rip it apart. Like, oh, come on, it's just such such a pain. No. Ugh. Yeah. I'd rather honestly bake the chicken myself than deal with pulling it apart. But okay, I'll look for that. Okay, smart.
Yes. Yeah, definitely looked for like pre-chopped up rotisserie chicken. And like the difference between like, a neurotypical and an ADHD person. So my husband, he will bake, like in the beginning of the week, he will bake chicken or grilled chicken to use for salads or whatever for the entire week. But I cannot I don't have it. Like, I don't have the executive function for it. So that's where the rotisserie chicken comes in, or even frozen breaded chicken. That's what I use on top of the salad kits.
That's smart.
It's frozen chicken that I heat up in the air fryer. So it's crispy, and it's like a fried chicken salad, but without the fried chicken, like all of the oil and stuff from the fried chicken.
I like it.
Other stuff to do, Greek yogurt mixed into different things, like smoothies if you're a smoothie person. Canned tuna is good with crackers. Frozen edamame, you can eat it alone as a snack, or you can eat it with stuff. Hard-boiled eggs you can either buy them already hard-boiled, or you can just like bulk hard-boil them. That's what my husband does. He'll like hard-boil like a dozen. Now remember, we have chickens, so
so it's easy for you guys to do that. Yeah,
right. Yes, yeah. So we'll like bulk hard-boil eggs, cheese sticks or cheese cubes, kind of eaten with like anything. Those are kind of easy ways to just kind of like add protein to your meal.
Yeah, I was thinking my coworkers and I have a thing that we call emotional support cheese.
Yes.
And sometimes you just need a little cheese in your life. We all love cheese, right? So if we can handle, if our bodies don't reject the cheese. Yeah. But there's like, you can get them, you get it pre-cubed, which I realize is like not ideal, right? Like it's more expensive that way and all that. But if you just don't have the spoons to chop it up yourself, you can do that. There's also like at Costco, you can get bulk. The brand is Tillamook that I'm thinking of, but like those, it's like a mini little cheese cube. It's like half the size of a credit card. Oh, that's my emotional support cheese. I'll have my little lunch, and it always includes like a little Tillamook thing of cheese, or the little Baby Bell things. Those are good too. The little cheese rounds you can get, those are a big help for adding a little bit of that. Yeah.
And that's a good segue to another suggestion, which is to simplify your grocery list. So part of simplifying your grocery list is to buy the pre-cooked things, buy the pre-cut things. So like, yes, there is what we call like the ADHD tax. So a salad kit is more expensive than getting the lettuce and the carrots and all the individual ingredients. A salad kit is more expensive. But consider which you're more likely to eat and which one is going to become a science experiment in your refrigerator.
Yep. So true. So true.
Right. Like I am more likely, even if I only use a portion of the salad kit, if I'm still more likely to eat it. Yeah, I'm still more likely to eat it than if I have to cut up some lettuce, wash some lettuce, cut up some, even if I get the salad, the bagged lettuce.
The bagged lettuce,
and all that, make sure you're washing that now because, food safety.
Listeria.
Yeah. So make sure you're washing all that stuff. But yeah, I am more likely to eat a salad if I just spend the however many dollars it is on the individual salad kit than if I buy the ingredients separately. So if you can do that, if you can afford it, do that. Get the stuff that's pre-cooked, get the stuff that's pre-cut, because it is important. Nutrition is important. And if saving a prep step is going to allow you to get proper nutrition, then
you should do it.
You should absolutely do it.
Yeah.
Other ways to simplify your grocery list is to buy staples and then identify what you can do with those staples. So like I talked about the rotisserie chicken. So it's like I get the rotisserie chicken and then I kind of write down what I can do with the rotisserie chicken, because very often I will buy a thing and then forget what I wanted to use the thing for. So if I know I got to get rotisserie chicken, what am I going to use the rotisserie chicken for? I'm going to use rotisserie chicken for X, Y, and Z. And then I can get, 3 different kinds of meals out of one specific ingredient.
Yep, absolutely.
And the other one is graze small meals instead of large meals. So basically eat more often during the day, making sure that you are getting, you're getting your macronutrients. So your protein, your carb, and your fat all together, because that is going to make the most satisfying and satiating meal. And just kind of eat every couple of hours instead of like eating in the morning and then waiting 4 or 5 hours to eat in the afternoon and then waiting 4 or 5 hours. Like just eat throughout the day.
Yeah,
instead.
have a little snack. Yeah. I heard this tip, just going back to the grocery store thing, saying buy the staples. The other thing that I've noticed a lot of, again, ADHD people do, especially with produce, because we all are very well-meaning, or we're like, yes, we hyperfixate on that. I'm going to have so many stinking baby carrots. Like sometimes baby carrots become like my hyperfixation food with hummus. Like it's been a regular thing for me. I saw this tip. Instead of putting your condiments in the door of your fridge, put your fruits and vegetables in the door of your fridge. Your condiments can go in the drawer.
Yes.
Because one, you're going to put them in the drawer and you're going to forget they exist, because out of sight, out of mind.
Right.
But when you need ketchup, you won't forget that your ketchup exists. You'll know that it's in there. Right. So you'll be able to go in there and get that out. And when the other stuff is on top of or in the front of your face, you will remember that it's there. And that might also help you to eat it more regularly. And then again, which I mentioned before, in the previous episode, when I get grapes or something like that, if I know it's something that's going to require work to eat it, like grapes or strawberries, I often will put my groceries away like all at once, because I'm like, I have to put it away. I got to get it all out of here, and because it makes me anxious. Use that energy, that channeling of anxiety, of like the compulsion to put things away or whatever it is when you get the groceries, to then also wash whatever produce you need to wash at that time, so that it's ready to go. And all you have to do is grab a handful of grapes out of your little cup from the door in your fridge. And then you don't have to worry about, finding it, losing track of it, washing it later, whatever it is.
That
just a tip.
That helped us. That helped me. I did it a couple of years ago where I also got that tip. I saw it somewhere, maybe TikTok, to put the condiments in the crisper drawers and put all of the produce kind of in the doors. And it was a game changer.
Because it's there. You see it every time you open it up. So you're less likely to reach for the dumb stuff.
Exactly. So, and not, even though now, like, we don't put even now, the vegetables and the produce and stuff are not in the doors, though we have stuff in the doors that we get frequently. The produce and stuff is still, it's in the main part of the refrigerator.
But it's in front of your face.
It's in front of our face. It's not hidden in the crisper. That's where like the pickles and the mayo and like all of that stuff goes in the crisper to, rot in and of itself, but it'll take a couple of years.
Right. Right. Exactly. Better to have the things with the longer shelf life in the drawers where you don't look at them all the time.
Right.
Just
exactly. Idea. So yeah. But that is another good segue to just random things that, worked for us. Yeah. So that worked for me. Another thing that works for my family in general is, because my son also has ADHD, but he has avoidant restrictive food intake disorder. So it's a ADHD related eating disorder. And he only really eats pizza from one place, and it's a takeout place from near us. So we will get, like last night we had pizza, we get 2 pies. One pie is the one that we eat that night. Everything else gets wrapped up and put in the freezer. And then all we have to do is throw a slice into the air fryer. And that is what my kid eats, pretty much every day for dinner. He'll have a slice of pizza. But I can't tell you like how many times I've needed something to eat, and I will just grab a cold slice of pizza out of the fridge, or I will reheat a slice of pizza in the air fryer for myself. Like, having those things ready to go
it's a big deal.
Really,
it's a big deal.
Yeah, it's a big deal. It's really helpful when you're hungry and you just need something to eat, and you don't want it to be something that is void of nutrients.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of seasoned almonds, like roasted almonds with some sort of, and like I've talked about this before, like the chili lime salt ones that we can get at HEB are really great. Or like wasabi and soy. I think they're probably a little salty. They're probably a little high in salt, but I usually try to pair that with, lately it's been a smoothie. I hyperfixate on smoothies fairly regularly. And with that, I would say if you're someone who can tolerate smoothies, I can't tolerate them with Greek yogurt in them. I know that they're good for the protein piece, but it does something to the flavor and the texture for me that I just can't get past. So I make mine with orange juice, and I make sure to put like plenty of banana in there. The unsung hero of the smoothie is the banana. And all the stuff I put in, I don't use fresh fruit. I use frozen fruit because it makes the texture better. And it doesn't go bad. I don't have to worry about my bananas going bad and then having to peel them and then put them in it just is not worth it to me. So I just buy packaged, already sliced frozen bananas. And you can even buy them in like fruit mixtures, right? So you could do like a berry smoothie, but it's all the stuff already mixed together. And then one of the things I'll do when I have the spoons for it is I'll put them into like those silicone bags, and it's already pre-measured, and all I have to do is take the bag out with the juice and pop it into the little bullet and blend it up. And the nice thing about that too is the bullet comes with those little cups that can then like be turned, like it's the blender cup, but it's then becomes your drink cup, and you just put in a straw and walk away, right? Like that's a really good way to get those servings of fruit that you really need. And if you're awesome about putting spinach in there, do that too. Like spinach is better than putting kale in a smoothie. And for me, the flavor is better.
I think they're both gross.
When I was pregnant, I did a lot of putting the spinach in because of that, like folic acid and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I don't do it so much now, and I should. But when I eat salad, I typically prefer to have spinach salad instead of other stuff. So I feel like I get a good amount of it there. But that's another good one. That's one of my ADHD safe. I like the almonds and smoothies are a big one for me. Because I don't get sick of the textures.
I am not a smoothie person because I'm not a liquid calories person. Like I just even if I like a smoothie, if the smoothie tastes good, I won't finish it. Like I need to have it in such, small quantities because I won't, and I'm like that with a lot of beverages. But the way I kind of add a little bit of protein to like my yogurt, which I do, like I'll have vanilla Greek yogurt. I get the shelled hemp hearts and just like sprinkle like a handful of that on my yogurt, and it kind of adds a little bit of texture to the yogurt. I also put granola in there because I need something kind of crunchy with like, I don't know, like I don't like when my yogurt is like the consistency of ice cream. Like I want my ice cream to be the consistency of ice cream, but I don't want like my yogurt to just be without anything. I need something crunchy.
I have a thing about texture though. So like for me, I don't want chunks of fruit in my yogurt because that really grosses me out. So I'd rather have smooth yogurt than not. but I can do the granola in there. Like that I can do. It's just the like soggy, like super soft fruit. It's why I don't really do much pie, honestly, because I can't stand the feeling of the like soggy fruit. Like I just, the flavor is always delicious. I just don't like the texture of it. So, but think about like, what are the things that when we're talking about the things that are safe for you, what are the things that you know you won't get tired of the texture? What are the things that you know are easy to prep? What are the things, and then look for healthy options. So if you know you like crunchy things, have almonds in your house, have granola in your house. If you know that you should be eating more yogurt, but you can't stand the texture, but you do like crunchy, do exactly what Ariella said. Put something crunchy in there to ease that ick feeling that you get from certain foods that you don't like, because that's the other piece of it too, is that like there's a sensory thing that comes with food. It's not just the sensory like pleasure of eating sour or whatever things. It's also the avoidance that comes with certain senses that or sensations that we can't handle. So those are probably my two biggest ones, is having frozen fruit in the house and almonds. Like I probably eat almonds every single day, I think.
I do these mixed nuts from Aldi. And I just kind of keep them around. Like I try to have them on my desk so that if I am hyper focused on something on a project and I am starting to feel hungry, I can just eat a few handfuls so that when I'm done with whatever I'm working on, I'm not hangry. Like I might still be hungry, but
you're not raging.
Yeah, I'm not raging. Like I can now, like I'm okay to like make myself something to eat, not, oh my God, I need to shove something into my face before I pass out or murder somebody.
Thing I've done, this is not about a safe food, but the thing that helps me with like the textures and the impulsivity of things is I will portion foods ahead of time too. So like, you know, things that come in snack packs are more expensive, but you could snack pack them yourself, right? So that you portion them out ahead of time. One thing I'll do is I have those like silicone muffin, whatever they're called, wrappers. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And you can put one of those with your thing of mixed nuts, and then you know, like, this is how much I'm going to eat right now. And then if you're prone to, you know, getting multiple handfuls of them and you know it's going to be a problem, you know, put that away. The other thing I have weird sensory things about my hands. So like this is my weird random ick that I'm going to share with all of you. I don't like when one hand is wet, because I don't like drying one hand. The way that the towel feels on the dry hand and the wet hand at the same time just makes me really uncomfortable. And there's some foods that like leave dust and stuff on your hands, so then you end up having to get it off your hand with water. So I have those finger chopsticks, which I've talked about on this show with Jenny.
Oh yeah.
Where like I don't have to touch the food.
Right.
It keeps my hands clean, and I can use that. I can put it on my fingers. I can keep typing, and I can use my little finger chopsticks and get my almond that has like salt on the edge, and not have to, you know, get one hand wet to rinse it off. Like just little things like that sound strange, but help me, things that I know are better for me without like completely being turned off by like sensory wise, completely being disgusted by what's in front of me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Slice the tomatoes ahead of time, get all the squirty juice out, because that stuff's gross for me. But then I can eat the tomato, which is good for me. See how that works? Yeah, there you go. Anyway, those are my random things. Weird, but works.
Even though I put the notes together for this show, can't really think of my random things.
You'll think of it later if you have one.
Exactly.
We'll put it in social for the episode, so don't stress about that. In the meantime, next week we're going to be talking about ADHD and parenting. So that's a big topic. We're going to talk about parenting the ADHD child and some tips and tricks to do that, but also parenting the ADHD child as a person who also has ADHD. So it'll be another 2-parter. Make sure you stick around for that. If you're not subscribed to our show, do it now. Subscribe so you don't miss it. And we'll be right back. Hey, y'all. POV. You find a diary exposing forbidden magic, and the hot museum caretaker's life depends on you burning it. Roots in Ink, the debut novel by Ariella Monti, is the fantasy romance for rebels. Use promo code CK and GK to get 20% off your copy at ariellamonti.com. Again, that's all caps CKANDGK for 20% off on ariellamonti.com. Get your copy for 20% off today. Anyway, we're back. Is there anything you're hyperfixated on right now? Or just into?
I don't think so.
Okay.
You know, I've been doing a lot of lately.
I'd love to know.
Burning candles. I go through phases with burning candles. Where I will have them. I haven't really I have them, but I won't really use them because I'm afraid of burning down my house.
Yes.
But so recently, like a month or so ago, I bought a few candles from Effing Candle Company.
Oh, I love them.
Yeah, so full disclosure, the owner and I go way back to like first grade.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
And,
that's so cool.
Yeah. So I was filling in my parents like, hey, this is what she's up to these days. And when I was telling them about some of these candle names and stuff, my son was like, oh, hey, that's hilarious. And start screaming, the patriarchy.
Look. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's my last. Yeah, exactly.
Right. So of course I went and bought them. But now because I have them and they smell so good, I've just been using them like
that's awesome.
Like every day. I've got that one, which it smells really good. And then for when I have to do all of the like boring business stuff, this one is Head B in Charge.
Nice.
So that's
nice. I like it.
Like, yeah. So yeah, that's what I've been kind of into lately.
Our good friend Joey got me one that says per my last email. And I love that one. And yeah, I that one's great. But those are fun. We've talked about my lamp before on this show. My candle lamp that just is the candle warmer. That's been a game changer for me. I have that on all the time. My hyperfixation is stupid again. But my husband recently we're not a big video game house. He was when he was younger, as every 20-year-old is, right? Like but he learned that the new Madden game was going to be out on PS5 and he was like, I need to play it. So what did he do? He bought a PS5.
Nice.
Now,
as one does.
Right. Just like, what? Okay. Because apparently we're 20 again. Whatever. Not that there's anything wrong with grown men playing video games. If it becomes a problem, that's a different issue. My husband is a grown-up, and then I'll come out and he'll be like playing Call of Duty and he's making his like concentration face where his tongue's like, and I'll sticking out of his like, all right, yeah, you're a grown-up. Look at you playing your video games. And then what did I do? I immediately found what I believe to be the cutest little game. It's so precious. You know, like how cute the robots are in WALL-E? Mm-hmm. That's how cute this little robot is in Astrobot. And apparently it's like a super well-known game, but I don't know anything about video games, so I didn't.
Right.
But so like I made my husband buy me Astrobot. I'm like, you're going to buy Madden. Sam gets Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2. I get a game. I want a game I get to play. And I'm in charge now. And I play Astrobot. And it's so cute. So cute. Like it's just a little boy who's like going and rescuing his robot friends. I'm like, you're just the cutest little thing. Like, I'm not even like obsessed with playing it. I just like how cute he is. So he's my little hyperfixation right now. He's so precious. He'll like stop if you stop like running him in through the game. He'll be like, hello, and he's looking for his little friends. And it's like sometimes he stops and flosses, like does the little dance. You're just like, you're so cute. Why are you so sweet? I loved Wally. I thought he was precious. I thought Eve was precious. That's kind of the vibe. Is like this cute little. Anyway, that's my little hyperfixation. That's it right now. How precious he is. Yeah. Did you get anything done recently? Because video games tend to get in the way of me getting things done. So that's why I'm asking. Like, did you get anything finished? That sounds like a no.
I feel like I did. But I don't know why.
Why is it so hard for us to remember stuff like that?
I don't know. I used to when I used to do. I think I wrote a blog post for y'all about it. My GLAD journaling.
Yeah.
And the A is for accomplishment, and that was great because like that day I could be like, here's the stuff I accomplished. Here's the stuff that I got done. I did get. You know what I did do? I did organize a lot of my event stuff after I came back from a book. Yeah, after I got back from a book convention in Savannah, I was able to kind of organize a lot of my book stuff and my event stuff because I'm going to another event, or I have a couple of events on my calendar. So having all of that stuff sort of organized in a way that will make traveling easier and set up easier is good. So I did get quite a bit of that
That's
done.
good. We had a lot of boxes. You know, like how sometimes all the deliveries just tend to come at once.
Yes, yeah.
Gosh. And it was just so many boxes. And I finally got all of those. Like, that felt so good to like walk back down our front entry hall and not have just boxes that were half empty and partially broken down. Like, just why? Yep. Like, I'm sure we look like a bunch of people who just like go through so much crap because of the amount of boxes we just put out on the front, like in the recycle. But I was just so glad to get them out. There was just so many of them. It was awful.
Yeah.
So
it was like that for us like a month or so ago. They were just like piling up on the deck because I live out in the country and we burn our boxes.
You have to burn them. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we had them out on the deck because they were just like piling up inside the house. But now, thankfully, but then the issue I ran into is when now I'm trying to organize stuff. I heard there's a couple of like garage sales going on as like fundraising, so I'm trying to get stuff together to donate it, and I'm like, I need a box, and I don't have a
how many good boxes I have. Like, oh, this is a good box, I should save this. I feel like that's a thing that you start saying once you're in your 30s, right? Like, this is a good box, we're gonna hang on to this for something. We can use it for something. I use them for taking things to donation facilities, so I get it.
Yep.
This conversation has officially derailed. So I think that means it's time for us to medicate or eat or both. I don't know. Either way, make some good choices. Find those ADHD safe foods and love you, mean it. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Hey friends, thanks for listening to the CK and GK podcast. Find us at CK and GK podcast on Instagram and Twitter, and rate, review, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Good Pods, or anywhere else that you pod. See you next time.